Class 3 EVS chapter number 5. Now before starting the chapter, I would like to ask you a question that is a riddle. Can you answer me, children? One thing that keeps moving and it's too precious. Do you know the name of the thing? Yeah, exactly. The name is time. Time is too precious for everyone and it just move on and go slipping into the future. So our today's chapter is based on time, that is understanding time. You have to understand the time. It's too precious for everyone. As soon as I say about time, your face must be going towards the clock. No, but in this chapter we will be going a little bit ahead. In this chapter, time has divided into three parts. That is today showing for present, yesterday showing for past, and tomorrow showing for the future. We will see this in detail with the help of an examples. Now see these sentences. See, today is Monday. That means we are talking about present time. Yesterday you gave me a chocolates. That was past, correct. Tomorrow is my birthday. That means we are dealing with the time of a future. So time has been defined in three ways, that is today, yesterday and tomorrow. The past, the present and the future, what is going to come. Time can be better understood with the help of a calendar or the school timetable. In the calendar, we use the date along with the months, and in the school timetable also we follow the time strictly. Now before going ahead, I wanted to ask you some questions. Why do we use calendar? You must be seeing the calendar daily, so we use it for date, month and year. Exactly. Now question number 2. When and why do you turn the pages of calendar? Why we turn? To change the month, because the current month get ends, so we have to change the calendar to see the next month. Now question number 3. What do the numbers in the calendar tell us? Everyone must be knowing the number shows the day which is going on. Now children, have you ever digged a soil and you get something from the soil? You must have. Likewise, to know the history, we have to get the things, the old things. So while working for the building, the workers get something. While they dig the soils, they get statues, coins and shades of pottery. These things are taken to the laboratory and it is researched by the scientists, and through their efforts and studies we come to know about the period of time to which they belong. So again, the time is so important to be find out. Now you must have seen the newspapers. Daily the newspaper comes, but you know, today's newspaper becomes old tomorrow. But if we cannot remember the things, we go through the old newspaper to get to know the history about the players or some activity or the other things, whatever you require for your projects also. So today's newspaper will become an important means of getting to know the history. So again, this newspaper tells us about the exact time and location, about the events, about the important events, what we want to know at the present time. How to measure the time? To measure the time is simplified into seconds, minutes, hours, day, night, fortnight, month and year also. Now to measure the time we use on the oldest form. Now the water clock. Water clocks are of two types, that is inflow and in the outflow form. In the inflow form, we fill the container to a certain level and the marked line are there in the container from which we get how much time I have been passed. In the outflow form, the water is slowly drained to another bowl and the level again is marked in the another bowl and it is seen how much time is passed. So in this form we can measure the time in the water clock. Another thing is time can be measured with the help of calendar. You must be knowing the date and the year. Date and the year can be easily noted down with the help of a calendar. Now in the 14th century, the hourglass came into use in Europe. It consists of two connected glass vessels, as you can see in the picture, fitted in a wooden frame. Dry fine sand was poured into one of the vessels. The connecting hole between the vessels allowed the sand in the top vessel to fall into the lower vessel slowly. The hourglass was constructed in such a way that it took almost 1 hour for all the sand to fall from the one vessel to the another one. The clock was then turned over as soon as all the sand had fallen into the lower vessel. This is how a period of 1 hour was measured. These clocks were used in India too. Now try this out at your home. See, stick your past photo in the first frame. That is how I used to look like when I was baby. And see, in the second frame you have to fill your current picture, and in the third frame you have to fill an imaginary drawing of 20 years. That is how you will be looking after 20 years of your age. It's really interesting. Try this out at your home. Now see this pics of Abhishek Bachchan when he was past baby and when he was of 10 years old and when he was young enough. So you can draw your imaginary picture of young and stick your past photos. Now measuring the time in mind. Now you will think how to measure the time in mind. When we give you some projects, your teachers, then you start calculating in your mind that if I will start today, then it will take this much time. I will complete by day after tomorrow or tomorrow. You will start calculating the things in your mind. That is in the form of now, a while, in a while, today, etc. You use certain form of words in your mind and start calculating the things in how much time it will get over and start calculating the things in how much time it will get over. So we unknowingly measure the times in mind. Now what we have learned in this chapter. For convenience of day-to-day work, time is split into parts. When we use words like right now, in a while or later in our day-to-day life, we unknowingly measure the time in our minds. That is, I have explained you with an example that we start calculating the time within our mind itself. Now the second point, time is measured by using instruments such as clock, calendar and school timetable, and in the past time it was measured with the help of an hourglass, a water clock, etc. Now the third point is time is divided into 4 parts such as second, minutes, hours, day and night or week, fortnight, month and the year. Now the 4th point is we get an understanding of time through historical buildings or old objects like coins, statues or shards of poetry found in the area. They help us to understand the history of that place in detail. So we get the things, so we use the things that are used by an ancestor and left underground for the history of that particular place. I hope you understand the chapter time very thoroughly. I hope you like the video, so please like, share and subscribe our channel. Thanks for watching the video.